Going on a fishing trip with my son Skip, little pond by the water on the bankside. Going on a fishing trip with my son Skip, I just hooked a big one, it's gonna be a fish fry. Going on a fishing trip with my son Skip, hanging with my boy as I'm pulling in my crankbait. Going on a fishing trip with my son Skip,
Laughing at my dad because he just caught a garden rake.
going on a fishing trip with my son Skip. Going on a fishing trip with my son Skip. Going on a fishing trip with my son Skip. Going on a fishing trip with my son Skip.
Hey, son. How's it going?
Gee, Dad. Doing great. Well, except for school, of course.
Well, what do you mean? What's going on at school?
Well, I don't have any friends. And I feel all alone. And when I'm there, no one even knows my name.
Well, I mean, son, I'm sure at least a teacher knows your name. I mean, you just started this week. It takes time for kids to get to know you.
Well, no. Even the teacher called me Steve today.
Huh. Well, Skip, at least you got the first letter right. And don't worry, she'll get to know you, so will everyone else.
Yeah, I guess. It's just hard being at a place that no one knows me.
Well, now that's not true, Skip. There's certainly at least one person who knows you, even at school.
Who?
I'm talking about God.
God? At school? Doesn't God have more important things to worry about than me?
No, son, you're a treasure to God. God created you. He thought of you long ago, even before your mother and I were alive. And He has a plan for you. He knows everything about you, even the number of hairs on your head.
Wow, that's probably a big number. So, you really think God knows me?
Yeah, son, He knows you. He knows everything about you. He knows your greatest fears, your biggest goals, your favorite memories. He knows everything you'll do and loves you all the same.
What makes you think that, Dad? Why would He want to know me?
Well, son, I know that because God's word confirms it for me. Psalms 139 says that you were wonderfully made, that He knows your thoughts and knows each of your days already.
Wow, that's impressive. But what's so special about me?
Well, you're certainly special, Skip, more so than you will ever know to God. In fact, there's a story in the Bible about a man who probably thought that God would never cared about him. Yet, God proved that He cared for him so much.
Really? How did He prove that?
Well, Skip, whilst God's son Jesus was here on earth, He was walking about. So many people wanted to meet Him. I mean, He healed diseases, gave blind men the ability to see. He even brought dead people back to life. I mean, people could tell there was certainly something special about Jesus.
Well, yeah, I can see how Jesus is special, but how does that prove that He cares to know about others?
Just listen, Skip. There was this man at the time named Zacchaeus. So, Zacchaeus really wanted to meet Jesus, but he was a little guy who couldn't see over the heads of all the crowd. He couldn't count on anyone to lift him up because he had no friends.
Like me.
Well, yeah, but you don't have any friends because you're new here. Zacchaeus didn't have any friends because he was a tax collector, and no one liked tax collectors. Their job was just to consistently take people's money, and they were often very dishonest.
Wow.
Yeah, so Zacchaeus climbed a tree so he could see Jesus. Now, Jesus, of course, knew that Zacchaeus was in that tree, and he knew that Zacchaeus had no friends, and he still wanted him to feel special. So, as he was passing that tree, he looked up and he said, "Come down, Zacchaeus. I'm staying at your house today."
What? He actually knew his name?
Yeah, I mean, that's what Zacchaeus thought. He didn't know why Jesus would choose him, and neither did the townspeople. They thought he was too much of a sinner because he often didn't obey God. But when Jesus got to his house, Zacchaeus told Jesus he was sorry for cheating people, and he promised that he would make it up to them by returning the money that he had stolen. Jesus thought this was wonderful. He told Zacchaeus he would live with him in heaven. Zacchaeus would no longer be a cheat, and he finally had a friend, the best friend of all, Jesus.
Wow. I guess if Jesus cares about a dishonest person and knowing him, he probably would care about knowing me as well.
He does, son. He loves you. He knows you, and he cares for you.
I guess it does make going to school a bit easier, knowing that there's a God who knows me there. He knows that my name is Skip, not Steve.